When you're starting out in PowerPivot, the user interface is quite different to that of Excel. This can be a little daunting to some, so in this video we're going to walk through the user interface and where you can find everything. To hop back to Excel view at any stage, on your quick access toolbar, and I have my quick access toolbar under my ribbons, sometimes this is found above the ribbons, you have this little Excel sign. By clicking this, it's going to bring you back to Excel at any stage. Now the PowerPivot ribbon that's available in Excel is rather simple. There's not too much involved in it. What we have is Manage, and Manage will hop us back to our PowerPivot model, or if we want to open if we're in a blank workbook and we wanted to go straight into PowerPivot, we could go through here as well. Measures will allow you to add calculations to your PowerPivot model, and we'll look at that in a later module. KPIs is also a tool that we will look at in a later module, but it allows you to track and manage KPIs of your organization. Add to data model, as we've seen already, will add a table to a data model in PowerPivot. Detect is all about detecting relationships, and then we also have some setting models. So let's hop back into our PowerPivot model now for a moment. In a PowerPivot model we have 3 ribbons. We've got the home ribbon, which contains your clipboard. It contains a way to get external data. It contains your data type and your formatting, which is very important. It contains your sort and filter for when you're working with your table, and your find for when you're working with your table. It also then contains your views and some quick calculations. The design ribbon allows you to do some work with your columns, such as add columns, freeze columns, change the width of the columns. There's calculation options to insert functions and to set calculations from manual to automatic. We also have relationships in here, and we have details about calendar tables. Under advanced, we have different advanced settings that are available for your PowerPivot model. Down here we have what we call the column name. At any stage, by pressing this little down arrow, you can jump to a different column of your data set. We have our formulas bar up here where we see the 75. This is showing us what's in the cell, but this is also known as the formula bar. If we go to add a column or down to the calculations area, we see the little function there that we will be familiar with in Excel for adding formulas. We then have our table of data that we have imported, and our tables of data have filters. These allow for quick sorting and looking at the different ways that the filters can affect calculations. Beneath this then we have this calculation area down here. And the calculation area we can make bigger and we can make smaller. But we can also add and remove it from the home ribbon. By pressing it once we can remove it, and then we can just add it back in. So that's up on the home ribbon, the calculation area. Down here we have this tab, this invoice tab. If we had more tables of data, they would be shown down here as tabs. And by selecting the tabs, clicking on the tabs, we can jump between the different tables of data. We also have this record down here. If we put the active key into the table of data, we can see this is record 6 of 2,850. We can use these little arrows to navigate, and we could also quickly jump to the last record, or we could jump to the first record using these little navigations here. So that's a basic orientation of the user interface in PowerPivot.